Nostalgia hoops, nostalgia sports and culture. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Just got done watching Big Ten tournament. Maryland versus Indiana, and I'm just disappointed with Maryland. They need to fire the coach. I mean, I know they've had a bunch of success, especially in the Big Ten tournament, either making it to the semi or winning the championship. Blah 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 blah. But today Maryland is undisciplined. Like, it's no reason they shouldn't have won this game. And it just was a few other games that I just watched, and I just don't see direction. I don't see discipline. Offensively, is definitely trash. The defense is a little better than the offense. Well, I say better than the offense for sure. But offensively, it's like night to night they don't know what they're doing. Like, you have success with Angel Reese versus Iowa, then start off benching Angel Reese, then you want to go to Wusu, then you want it's like there need to be a clear cut 1, 2, 3 option. I think Wusu is the most poised. I think Reese has the most talent. I think Reese is has to mature emotionally. I think Reese needs to be more less less like it's like they all got this attitude. It's like they against each other. It's like you have to be a team and you got to be together and you got to buy into who's the go to. And they haven't bought into it. It's almost like they don't want Reese to score. They're cool with Wusu scoring, but then Miller wants to get her numbers, but Miller doesn't really have a game like that. Um, Benzin, she cool, but she don't she like a catch and shoot. I think she handled the ball a little bit too much. If it's me, I'm running everything through Reese would always be starting, and Wusu would be starting. I probably would bench I probably would bench Bibby. I probably would bench Bibby. Um Yeah, it just because I would be running the pick and roll. I like Wusu handling the ball, and I would be running the pick and roll with her. And my focus for the off season would be developing sellers. And I think this game highlighted everything that's right and wrong with women's basketball. The right is the potential of Maryland. What's wrong with women's basketball? It's like Maryland is 0-10 from three. Um, these are guards in men's basketball. It's like, why can't you shoot? Like to me, just even that set shot that they teach. Like, why are y'all teaching this? Like, women's basketball need better strength and conditioning. Like, they you would see sellers get to the hole and have problems. Like, they have problems with layups. Like, Wusu has a man's like game, and Reese, is talented as she is still like a struggle sometimes just up under the hole. Like, I could go get a YMCA men's team, and they could beat a lot of these WMCAA teams. Like, there has to be more investment in the conditioning, the strength. It shouldn't be hard getting the ball up right up under the rim. Like, that's ridiculous. It shouldn't be hard shooting a three when you got a shorter 3-point line. Like, man, and the coach just don't call no, like, pick and roll. The ball is going through. Like, Reese is clearly the best player, and they don't want to give her the ball. She'll be calling for it in the post, have the opponent pinned down, can't get the ball. And then she also has to start calling for it down, not just calling for the ball up. But it's just like they don't want to give her the ball. But that's up to the coach to tell them, get her the ball. It needs to be either her or Wusu posting up. Everything start most of the time. Either you getting some off ball action, because Miller, I don't want her driving and nothing like that. I like her on the offensive rebound scoring. I like her on the catch and shoot. Benzin, I like her on the catch and shoot, and Sellers needs a mid range game. She needs to be able to get on that inside, stop, get on that inside, get a floater. It would, but that I didn't see a pick and roll situation with Wusu and Reese the whole game. It just doesn't make sense. This is simple basketball, but the overall, it needs to be more investment in women's basketball because missing the layups and or something from three and the all everybody's just shooting these set shots. That's what I do like about Caitlin Clark because I think if she's the model, if she's the face, then you'll get more of what she does, shooting deep, like just fluently doing it, effortlessly doing it. This old robotic set shot can barely put a shot up under the hole. Like these are some of the top players in the world, and they're struggling with simple stuff that you can go to the YMCA and put together the best YMCA team, and they can compete. Like I love it. I like the sport, but there has to be a bigger focus on development. But Maryland, you have to fire this. I mean, I know coach and you know what I mean. It's good history, all that, but it just seems to be no leadership right now. It's too much attitude on that court. I don't know if there's some internal stuff they messing with the same person or whatever, but you can see it. It's too much talent for this team. They can easily win this whole thing if they would come together and play like a team and have a hierarchy, have protocol. Where what is going who's the first? It's just almost willingly. All right, I'm gonna go try Sellers shooting three. What is Sellers shooting all these threes for? She can't shoot. She can't even shoot a mid range. She can barely make a layup. What does she shoot? Like it just makes no sense. Miller, you not like that great. Like you cool on the session. You got some games where you go off, but stop it. Benson, like Benson don't really come out of pocket as much, but off ball, catch and shoot wide open. Like that's as much as that need to be. I like what I see from Sellers though. I think Sellers has the potential to be a monster offensively, but she got to get in that gym and work on that game. She has to work on the game. That's the main focus. Because if you develop Sellers, this team can be a real problem. And you got to bring in some real offense next year, like that on recruiting. Bring in some knockdown shooters. Bring in some people that you know they can get some guaranteed points. Defensively, this team is sound, but you need some guaranteed easy points. Wusu want to see some better shape. I seen an outlet pass at the end from Reese to Wusu. Wusu couldn't get to the ball fast enough because she's too big. Like you don't see that out of shape to that point at this level in men's basketball. So I just man. I like Reese, but it's just too much attitude, too much whining, too much crying, like flaring the arms up in the post. I mean, the frustration is more with your team, not with the opponent. We know they not getting you the ball, but you got to talk to coach about that. That's not for you to go and flare your arms and offensive foul and keep doing dumb. Like it's just lack of IQ on this Maryland team. It's lack of maturity. It's lack of togetherness. I like I see a lot of potential. When I talk highly of Reese, it's the potential, but it's a lot of stuff there that can hold her back from reaching her full potential. And this was a top in the country at one point, but she might not reach that potential just based on attitude and it's poor coaching as well. But she has to get the right attitude to where she's communicating, having certain conversations without doing it, in a negative way. It's a proper way to do everything without causing conflict. If you're gonna be the leader, be the leader. But it's a proper way to lead. And shout out to Indiana. The final score 62-51. Indiana 14 seed. Maryland was 11 seed, fourth and fifth in the tournament in the Big Ten. Reese finished 4-10, or 1 from 3, 12 of 11. 12 points, 11 rebounds. Let's see how many blocks. 4 steals, 3 assists. Wusu had 19 and 3. I like a lot what I seen from Wusu on offense. She seems more in control and understand what she wants to do. Um, Holmes on Indiana, she has 17. She was balling. I seen her body reach a few times, and my guy Blake. If you Now she not athletic, but she was giving Reese some problems. Just skill. You could just tell she working on her game. Let me see, Berger. Yeah, that was really the biggest standout on Indiana for me was Holmes. But Indiana just, they played a smart game. They really tried to give the game away, but Maryland just was just not together, and they just were. And sometimes that's all you have to be. Just make the smart play together, play team basketball, and sometimes that's enough to get the job done. Shout out to Indiana for getting it done. Disappointed in Maryland. If I'm Maryland at the top, I'm looking at getting a new coach because this just not it for me. It just been too many games where you just don't know what's going on. Who's starting? Who's the first option? Who's the second? What offense are they like? What's going on? I'm just confused watching Maryland game to game, and there needs to be some type of synchronicity. Nostalgia hoops, nostalgia sports and culture. Let me know what you think in the comments. And who do you have winning the Big Ten tournament?